the most dangerous weapon is the human mind. But I just heard what happened.
I can't let you through. It's Haley Dean you're talking to. Let her in.
The all-new Haley Dean mystery. He's dead, isn't he?
Not just dead, vaporized.
Based on Nancy Grace's thrilling bestseller.
I want to work with my client alone.
You're not a DA anymore.
I wanted the truth. Tonight, it's mind over murder. He's our boy. Haley Dean Mystery, Murder with Love. Premieres next on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. I'm Kelly Martin, and get excited. Starting right now, the premiere of my brand new movie, Haley Dean Mystery, Murder with Love. You may know Haley Dean from legal expert Nancy Grace's bestsellers. You're gonna love her. She's a former prosecutor who just can't keep herself away from a good murder. And there may be a little romance in there too. Grab your popcorn and enjoy Haley Dean next. And I'll see you after the movie.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. No, I just got home. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I know. No, I'm just saying I might be a little bit late. Yeah, I have to change, but my mom's car is in the driveway, so I gotta talk to her. Okay, I will see you as soon as I can. Bye. Mom? Mom? Mom?
So I am a brand new assistant district attorney trying my very first murder case with Darnell. And I have a witness on the stand. I call for my piece of evidence, and he can't find it. He's looking everywhere in his files, on his lap, under his rump. And finally the judge says, "Isn't that it by your foot, Mr. Johnston?" And Darnell looks down, and sure enough, he says, "Yes, it is, Your Honor." And the judge says, "You're welcome, Mr. Johnston." And Darnell is completely flustered. He looks at the judge and blurts out, "Even a blind squirrel finds a nut now and then." And the judge, you guys know who I'm talking about, he's furious, and he locks Darnell up for contempt.
Best night's sleep I had that year.
Here is to Darnell, Fulton County's beloved, outgoing Chief Assistant District Attorney, my mentor, our comedian. We love you, D-Man, but no one more than me. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Here we go. You are going to be missed.
Me? You and Fincher here are the ones that made me look good all these years.
Oh, now I'm the last one standing out of the three of us.
Well, Fincher can't retire. The DA won't let him. He's the best investigator they've got.
Stop, you're gonna make me blush.
Haley!
Oh, incoming.
Hey! Oh, no, I can't talk to her about my love life. Could you?
I got you.
Yeah?
I got you.
Thank you. You always have my back. I so appreciate it.
Oh!
Ooh! I am so sorry.
No harm.
Gosh. Oh, no. I've completely drenched you.
I'd hardly call it drenched.
My name's Haley.
Sorry, what?
Haley. My name's Haley.
My name's Jonas.
Hi.
Would you like another drink? Should we go somewhere quieter?
Sure. I'm sorry. And I'm showing these photographs in court. I can't look at them anymore. So I left the DA's office. I went back to school. I got my psych degree. became licensed, and now I'm a therapist.
Wow, that seems like a pretty big jump from putting killers in prison.
Well, not really. I still counsel crime victims and their families. I'm sorry, I hate it when people just talk about themselves. I haven't asked at all about you.
No, I was enjoying your story. Don't worry about it.
So what brings you to Atlanta?
I really wanted to move back.
So you're from here?
Yeah, Decatur, born and raised. I went to Penn for college, best cheesesteaks in Philly, and then med school at Columbia.
Oh, so you're a doctor of the medical variety.
Indeed.
Oh, wait, let me guess.
Okay.
You're here for Darnell's retirement party, and he's weirdly obsessed with having perfect skin, so you're a dermatologist.
No, but skin is one of the many organs I examine.
I'm sorry, could you turn that up?
What is it?
Breaking news
I know that
involving
woman.
Dr. Laura Stone, chief of cardiac surgery at Atlanta Memorial. Police were called to the Buckhead home behind me that Dr. Stone shares with her husband, trucking magnate Dewey Stone. That was a little over an hour ago. Now, we don't know much yet, but a police source says that Dr. Stone was found by a family member just after 9 tonight. Back to you in the studio.
I'm sorry, I really do want to hear about you, but I'm very close with that woman's daughter.
I totally understand. Another time.
I'd like that.
Okay.
Bye.
Sorry, man. Street's closed.
Officer, I'm a family friend of the Stones. I just heard what happened.
I can't let you through.
Rookies. You have no earthly idea who this young lady is, do you?
Oh, go easy on him, Gina.
That's Haley Dean you're talking to. She was in the DA's office. She's one of us.
I was just following your orders.
Well, here's another one. Let her in.
Amanda,
Haley?
I'm so sorry.
How did you?
I heard on the news.
Bless you for being here.
We're gonna get you through this.
She was in the bathtub and she wasn't breathing. And I tried to give her CPR, but her lungs were filled with water.
Okay. Just take a breath. Just breathe.
Look, I'm her husband. Okay, this is her son. Let us through.
Dad?
Amanda. Sweetheart.
I tried to save her, I swear I did.
Oh.
Hey.
Danny.
I didn't expect to see you here.
Oh, you know me. Just popping up when you least expect it. How are your mom and dad?
They're good. They're asking about you. How well do you know the Stones?
I can't tell you that.
So Amanda's a patient?
You said it, not me. What happened to Laura Stone?
Drowning. It's like she OD'd on sleep meds and slid underwater. Found a bottle of Zolpidem in the bathroom. I'm guessing it's how she...
So, what's the medical examiner saying?
Nothing yet.
And you?
Leaning toward accidental, but can't rule out intentional. I mean, her own intention, which doesn't make sense.
It never does.
Miss Dean?
Oh, please call me Haley, Mr. Stone.
Dewey, I want to thank you for being here for Amanda.
Of course. I'm so sorry about what happened to your wife.
She was so beautiful, strong. I don't understand.
Dewey, this is Detective Danny Morgan. He is like family, and he will take good care of you.
She was engaged to my brother Will, so...
And I'm here if you need anything at all, any of you.
Is there anything that you can tell us? Anything? How or why this?
I promise we're going to tell you as soon as we get some answers. Right now, I need you to come down to the precinct so I can get your statements. Hang tight.
You're not staying alone at your condo tonight, are you?
No, I was having my kitchen redone and staying here. That's why I found her.
I'll check on you tomorrow.
Please?
You broke your mold. Bring me to a place where you've grown old. And you sacrificed everything.
You keep showing up late for work, they're gonna fire you.
Yeah, well, if you don't answer your phone at night or call back, you're going to give me a heart attack.
I had a work thing. And by the time it was over, you would have been out cold.
You could have texted.
You know, I thought Mom was bad. She's got nothing on you.
Well, you going to invite me in?
Dad, please, won't you come in?
Thank you. That's something we need to change.
Nothing needs to change.
Except maybe your clothes for work and perhaps your attitude.
I have a routine, and my attitude, which is not likely to change, was no doubt inherited from my father.
Which I guarantee you he kicks himself for every day. How do you want your eggs?
Scrambled and fried up by me.
Sorry, that's not on the menu. You have patients waiting.
Just a few.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be late, so get going.
When will you stop sending me to my room?
Love you.
Love you more.
Nah, not possible.
Guys, the first rule of couples therapy is you don't pay your therapist to stare at you. You two do talk to each other, right? Like, about the weather, your day at work, what you're having for dinner.
Of course we do.
Good. Let's start there. What do you want to do for dinner?
What would you like to do?
Stop. Did I say something wrong?
No. Why?
You flinched.
I didn't flinch.
You did. When I tried to stop you. Sue, do you talk that way to Joe sometimes? Like when I tried to stop him?
I guess I do sometimes.
More than sometimes.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes to get an answer out of you.
Why do you even need an answer? Every time you ask me what I want for dinner, I tell you, and we wind up having what you want anyway.
That is not true.
Well, believe me, it is true, or I wouldn't say it.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. How does that make you feel, Joe?
Like, what I say or want doesn't matter to her.
He's never said that to you, has he?
No. He hasn't.
And what do you think about that?
I don't want him to feel that way.
Joe, you're uncomfortable.
I just want her to be happy.
And I want you to be happy, but you have to tell me if you're feeling that way.
Joe, I'm thinking that you don't tell Sue things like this because you don't want to upset the apple cart.
Yeah, something like that.
Your parents argued a lot, didn't they?
How'd you know that?
Because that's where we learn about relationships from. And you're trying not to be them, which I understand. But when you're married, you have to feel free to tell your partner how you feel. Okay, so I want to see you guys back here at the end of the week. And your homework is to listen to each other, okay? And just say what you feel, not what you think the other person is doing wrong. Got it? Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Another satisfied customer?
Oh, I hope so. It's like that line from that movie. What we have here is a failure to communicate. I really thought that this marital stuff would be easier than counseling crime victims.
Trust me, there is nothing easy about being married.
At least you have experience.
And it's people like those two who will teach you what not to do when it's your turn.
If and when that day comes.
Oh, it's coming. I can feel it.
Oh, now you can predict the future?
If you've been a therapist as long as I have.
Amanda said you might stop by.
I don't want to intrude.
No, she'll be glad to see you. Come on in.
Are you all staying here?
Well, we were gonna go to my house after we cleaned up, but my dad wanted to stay, so we're gonna hang with him.
How's he doing?
As you'd expect.
Your mom had a lot to be proud of.
Yeah. You don't know the half of it. Neither did she. My wife is pregnant. We were gonna tell my folks this
Tell
weekend.
your folks what?
Nothing important.
You're a saint for coming here.
Amanda, I'm a full-service shrink. Did you get any sleep?
Hardly. We didn't get back from the police station until almost 4 o'clock in the morning.
How are the guys doing?
Oh, you know, trying to be all macho and stoic. I cry in front of them and they run out of the room when they have to. Come on, coffee's on and we're about to go down memory lane.
Your wife was beautiful in many ways. She helped a lot of people.
Especially me. Which is why all of this is so impossible to understand.
Dad, this isn't the time.
And we need to make it the time. She was too smart for this to be an accident. The idea that she would do this to herself is...
Did she seem troubled in any way?
Not to me.
Which is why it doesn't jibe. There's something bugging her. She covered it up well.
She couldn't sleep.
Since when?
Since a week ago.
She was sleeping every night.
Because she got the pills.
Did she say what was keeping her up?
She said she had a patient that was going south, but I knew it was something more.
I'm gonna give you guys your space.
You know, I remember when Amanda was so distraught when the idiot Lance broke up with her.
Dad.
And I didn't want you to go to see a therapist. But you went to Haley. And she helped you. I was wrong. So thank you. For then. And now.
Dad. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. My dad's not himself. None of us are thinking straight.
Please don't apologize. Just let me know if there's anything I can do.
The autopsy's today, and we should get her back by tomorrow. There is one thing that you could do.
Anything.
Come to her funeral for when I fall apart.
Of course.
When Aaron was born, I told Laura that she didn't have to go back to work if she didn't want to. Well, she gave me that Laura look. And if you knew her, you all know what I'm talking about. And said that staying home was out of the question. Continuing to practice medicine was going to be her way of showing the kids that the only time that money really matters is when you make a difference. She's the reason our daughter Amanda is a nurse with her eyes set on med school. She's the reason our son Aaron sits on the board of 3 charities and donates both personally and on behalf of our company to many more. Of course, with Laura, being family didn't stop with us. If you were a friend, a patient, a co-worker, then you were family. I think she chose to go into heart surgery because she had the biggest heart of anyone I've ever known. And she had enough to give to everyone. She was the best person I've ever known, and probably ever will. And she loved me so much. And I so loved her. And I can only aspire to be the person she was.
Haley, you're an angel.
It was a privilege to honor her and you. Your words were very moving.
She knows she was loved.
Dad, maybe we should get you a chair.
No, I'm fine. We'll get through this. We will get through this. Thank you for being here.
It was a beautiful eulogy.
Well, let us give our eternal thanks to Aunt Haley for whipping up lunch, though late as it is, at the last second, and thereby saving me from myself.
I know a desperate woman when I hear one.
I was desperate. They had me come into the office yesterday, even though they know Sam's in Baltimore.
Is that where Daddy went?
Yeah, honey. He'll be back in just a few days.
What's a eulogy?
It's a speech you give at someone's funeral.
You mean like what you did when Snowball died?
No, that's right, honey. You eat some green beans.
I don't want any green beans.
Listen to your mother.
I gotta go.
Please stay and sit with us.
I mean, I gotta go. Excuse me.
She's inscrutable.
That's what makes him so precious.
A little bit too much of her aunt in her.
You say that like it's a bad thing. How long has Sam gone for?
However long it takes to find out how they poured bad concrete foundations for 18 houses and figures out how to deal with it.
Sounds like those missing windows Sam had a few years back. In fact, Dewey Stone
Helped him out of that mess.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chuck was carrying Sam's windows when it was hijacked. Dewey called Sam immediately, asked how much the windows cost. 2 hours later, a messenger shows up in Sam's office with a check from Dewey for the full amount.
Kind of people you want to do business with.
I just hope they make it through all this okay.
Well, they will, if they're anything like us.
Danny, I have a feeling you aren't calling just to say hi.
I'm under the Cobb Parkway Bridge and I can't talk. You're gonna want to get here as soon as you can.
Okay. Start talking.
Precinct calls me at 3 in the morning. I get here, find the fire department trying to put out a whopper of a car fire that flew off the bridge and took a dirt nap just short of the river.
Along with its driver, I assume.
That's why I called you. The car was registered to Dewey Stone.
Dewey? There's no way he was out in the middle of the night in his condition. Wow. He's dead, isn't he?
Not just dead. Vaporized.
Should I wake up my brother and my father?
This couldn't wait.
I'm sorry, sir, but...
Hey, have you seen Dad? Because he's not in his room.
His car's not in the driveway?
I don't know how to tell you this.
This is Detective Cheryl Montgomery.
I go by Monty, Ms. Dean. It is an honor to finally meet you.
Oh, well, the honor's mine. Please call me Haley. I didn't know you two were...
No, it's only temporary. Monty works homicide. They sent her up here to work this with me.
They're all set up in room A. You're welcome to listen in if you'd like.
I will take you up on that. Can I talk to Amanda when you're done?
Sure, as long as I'm in the room.
I meant privately.
I know what you meant. I need to be there.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Because if you're alone with her and she confesses, then...
Confesses? To what?
You can't believe them dying 4 days apart from other than natural causes is a coincidence.
Of course I don't.
Well, neither do we. That's why we brought them in. That's why Monty's here from homicide.
Them? You think they both could be involved in this? Amanda and Aaron are not murderers.
They have a whole lot to gain with both their parents dead.
Money does not make them killers.
Like Will and the guy who shot him over a few bucks? Money makes plenty of people killers and victims. You and I should know that better than anyone.
Dad said he needed to get out of the house. So he's going to the office to check in, take care of a few things.
Did you hear from him after he left?
No. I tried calling him once or twice, but it just went straight to voicemail. I figured he'd turn the thing off.
Was there anything pressing at the office he'd need to deal with?
Not that I know of. He seemed okay. I actually thought focusing on something else might do him some good.
Had he taken anything to calm him down? Maybe had a drink?
One scotch, about an hour before he left. I asked if he was okay to drive. He said he was fine.
Fine being a relative term, under the circumstances.
None of us have been ourselves lately, but especially him.
He wasn't eating or sleeping. I suggested that he talk to Haley, but he was so stubborn. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. Being angry is part of grieving, and you need to grieve.
I can't believe he would do this to us.
You think he killed himself?
He loved my mom so much. He was a strong guy, but she was his rock. I don't think he could take the thought of living without her.
He's been an empty shell since the funeral. Like, the man I knew growing up was gone.
But he said nothing to make you suspect that he meant to do himself harm.
No. He just walked out.
Like he always did. Not even a goodbye, nothing.
Maybe he decided on the spur of the moment.
I think he decided the night he heard my mom died. He wanted to make sure she was put safely to rest before he joined her. I never should have let him go alone.
Dad didn't approve of boyfriend, not Stone family material. Got Mom on board too. They didn't support her relationship and she wished they were both dead.
You really need to get a life.
Tell me something I don't know.
You also need to get dressed before your patients show up.
Oh, I canceled them. All but one.
Amanda Stone?
I was going through my notes. She came to me last year because of a bad breakup with a boyfriend. She blamed her parents for driving a wedge between them. And she told me that she wished they were dead.
You would have called the police if you thought she meant it.
But what if I missed something?
Your instincts are too good to have missed something like that. And unless you think she's gonna hurt herself for someone now?
No. I don't. You're right, I should just let it go.
That's a girl.
Oh. And I need to go. Oh gosh, okay. I gotta go. Al, I remember when you were pushing perps into prison instead of paper.
Eat shrinking heads for a living?
Don't knock it till you try it.
So how's my girl?
I'm fine, I'm just pretty exhausted.
Night on the town?
No, I fell asleep in my office.
You need to get a life.
Why do I keep hearing that?
So, I'm feeling like you didn't just stop by to say hi after visiting a sick friend or relative.
Nope, I came here just to see you. And ask for a huge favor.
I should make you get a warrant.
Al, I'm not a DA anymore.
This is my hide on the line here.
Don't worry, it's just between us. Ever any trouble with either Laura or Amanda Stone?
Laura Stone walked on water as far as this hospital's concerned, and for good reason. And Amanda's just following in her footsteps.
Never any threats, stalkers?
No, nothing like that. Welcome. All right. Well, 15 years working homicide tells me this is all just a horrible tragedy. What are we looking for specifically?
I'll know it when I see it.
Well, one of the features of the pharmacy software is the red flags any doc who self-prescribes even an aspirin.
Because we've had some abuse.
Show me a hospital that hasn't. Laura Stone has no flags.
This is her record.
This is the pharmacy record of all filled prescriptions. Here's her prescription log.
There's a yellow flag. What does that mean?
She ordered a prescription from a terminal other than her usual ones.
Which are?
For Laura, her office, cardiac ICU, and the surgical units where her patients are.
And where was this one from?
Nurses station, OB/GYN unit.
It's where Amanda works. What's the date?
5 days ago?
Day before she died. And the drug?
Just what you said, Zolpidem. But it must have been canceled.
How would you know?
Because her name didn't come up on the master prescription list. Going into the video surveillance system.
For the pharmacy?
OB unit. Day and time the prescription was entered, and... I'll be. That's not Laura Stone.
Nope. It's her daughter. What's going on here?
Stone, we have a warrant to search the premises, including all electronic devices. I'll need your cell phone, please.
What are they looking for?
Just cooperate with them.
Why do you want my cell phone?
Amanda, please.
Do they think I murdered my mother?
Nobody's jumping to any conclusions.
That's not what's written on this warrant. And your face.
Amanda, what is all this?
Miss Stone, what is this?
It's my mother's username and password for the hospital's pharmacy system.
Why do you have my sister's phone?
We're gonna need you to come down to the precinct.
What? No, don't say a word to either of them until I call a lawyer.
This is you at the terminal at your nurse's station.
Yes, that's where I work.
You have your own username and password for the system.
Of course I do.
But on this day, you used your mother's username and password.
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us why?
Mom came to the unit to talk to me. She hadn't been sleeping well.
Did she tell you why?
I couldn't get her to. She hadn't been herself for a few days.
How do you mean?
Bothered, agitated. I even said if there was something wrong that she should tell me, but if there was, she wouldn't.
So you got her the sleep meds?
I told her she should take a half dose of Zolpidem, but she was afraid that it would make her too drowsy to operate, so we decided that she should try it over the weekend. She was gonna put the information into the system when she got paged by cardiac ICU, so I did it for her.
Look, Amanda, you see we have the video here. But that's not all we have. We're asking you questions we already know the answers to.
So the only way to help yourself is by being honest with us.
Your mother came to see you hours before you logged in using her identity.
She couldn't function. She wouldn't listen to me. I just wanted to help her. I thought if I could get the meds, then she would try them.
Why didn't you just say that?
Because of how it looks.
Lying looks a lot worse.
I was only doing it for her.
Why did you cancel the order?
Because I realized that she could get in trouble too if anyone knew that I had her login information.
Then where did the Zolpidem that she took come from?
I ordered it from Zuber's pharmacy in Buckhead.
Using her prescription codes.
Which is perfectly legal. Nurses do it for doctors all the time.
Sarah, we're in the middle of an interview here.
Not anymore, you're not.
I'm Sarah Long. Mr. Stone hired me to represent you. Have you even given her Miranda rights?
Of course we have, and she has agreed to the interview.
I don't need an attorney. Okay?
Yes, you do.
Listen, not another word with her unless I'm in the room present.
Sarah.
Haley, Mr. Stone told me you might be behind all of this.
I have an interest.
Yeah, you do. A gaping conflict of interest. That's what you've got.
I haven't broken any confidentiality.
Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? But for right now, I want to work with my client alone. And Danny. Can you cut off all these recording devices in this room? Every single one of them?
Sure.
Would they really do this? I mean, are they even capable of it?
Either way, they have enough money to pay someone who is.
If Amanda is guilty of anything more than what she admits to, she's too smart not to lawyer up.
Or she knows it was Aaron's play and doesn't want to rat him out.
Look, I know you both are just doing your job, and I am trying really hard to stay objective, but I just don't see either of them as killers.
Still, you understand why we have to go down this road, right?
Thing is, we can't charge either Aaron or Amanda with murder or anything else until we get a manner of death from the medical examiner.
Dr. McLennan,
This is a restricted area.
can we talk for a moment? It's about Laura and Dewey Stone.
I am kind of busy at the moment.
Got it. I was just wondering if you know whether they died accidentally or intentionally.
Are you a family member? Because I can't talk to just anyone.
No, I'm not, but I'm actually helping the family through this. My name is Haley Dean.
You shouldn't be in here.
Wait a second. I know that voice and those eyes. Jonas.
Hi.
Hi.
I did say I'm a doctor.
You also said that you examined skin and apparently everything else.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to see that.
Oh, I've seen my share of autopsies. Can I buy you lunch?
I'm unfortunately still working through the rest of the day, so.
Got it. Can I just ask you one question?
You're not with the DA's office anymore, right?
No, I'm not, but I am sort of working with Danny
So
Morgan.
with your background, you should know I can't talk about an ongoing investigation.
I understand. I just want a little information.
Look, until the toxicology report comes in, Laura Stone's death is officially inconclusive. Some physical evidence would help too. As for Mr. Stone, all I have is a pile of ashes and bone fragments so badly burned my lab can't extract any DNA. I can't even say that is Dewey Stone. Now, is there anything else?
No. You've made yourself perfectly clear.
Haley? Are you trying to get me fired?
I'm sorry. I had to know.
Oh, so you ditched me and tried to Haley the good doctor just 2 weeks on the job into seeing things your way?
Maybe. I'm sorry, but some people, like the doctor, are a little more intense at work than they are socially.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Where you been?
Mucking up my life as usual.
Care to share?
I just made a big mistake with a guy I kind of like.
So you've been holding out on me?
It was nothing. Just a beer. But thanks for making it about you.
We're gonna talk later, but you have a patient waiting.
No, I don't. Not this week.
Oh, he says it's urgent.
Hi.
Hey, can I say I am sorry? I get a bit intense while I'm working.
Me too. And I shouldn't have tried bluffing my way in. Not that it worked.
I would very much like to make it up to you.
Same here. I know just the place. See? I told you. They're almost as good as the ones you get in Philly.
You are right, Haley Dean. And for some reason, I believe you are really wrong. And it's made with real sliced American.
Oh, so you are a cheesesteak connoisseur. Spent a lot of time in Philadelphia?
My wife and I went to college there.
You're married?
Was. Christina and I moved to New York after college so I could go to med school. We got married there.
Do the same work up there, too?
Mm-hmm. 7 years with the New York City Medical Examiner's Office.
Until you needed to be near family, so you moved home.
Nobody told me you were a mind reader.
Well, I just had a feeling that maybe you needed some support when you and Christina split up.
Actually,
Oh, no.
breast cancer.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was 5 years ago. No, I'm sorry. Actually, I had no plans to make our first date so morbid.
Oh, it's okay. My fiance was killed. We were mugged, and he gave the guy his wallet, but he still got shot.
What was his name?
Will.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I still have my moments.
You must too.
It was a long time ago.
That's what I always say. Oh, I have to take this.
Danny, make it fast. Oh no. I'll be right there.
What is it?
Someone made Dewey and Laura Stone's personal fortune disappear, and they're taking Danny off the case.
The accounts were emptied at 4:35 a.m., one day before Dewey went off the bridge.
How much?
$8 million and change.
And the bank has no idea where the money went?
No, sir. All they said was untraceably wired to unknown locations. They've called in the FBI directly.
And we can't tie any of this to Amanda or Aaron Stone?
As far as we can tell, Erin is clean. And other than using her mother's information to fill that sleeping pill prescription, so is Amanda.
$8 million in cash and control of Dewey's multi-million-dollar business is a lot of motive for them to kill their parents.
Except it's the reason they didn't. If they had the sophistication to rip off their parents and make $8 million disappear, they wouldn't need to kill anyone.
Who let you in here?
Your boss. I explained everything to him and he agreed.
You went over my head again?
In fact, Captain Quinn, if Dewey knew that he was flat broke, he would have reason to drive off that bridge. Don't get me wrong, I did not want to believe Aaron or Amanda were in on this, but I had to consider the possibility, and now that the money's gone, it doesn't make any sense.
Would you excuse us for a moment, please?
Yes, sir.
Danny Morgan deserves to stay on this case.
So we can feed you information?
No, because he's worked his tail off. He knows it inside out.
You're not a DA anymore. Meaning you're not on the team. Even when you were on the team, you never were a team player.
Well, it depends on whose team you were on, doesn't it? You wanted to clear a case. I wanted the truth. I'm just trying to help here.
Oh, please. I've had enough of your help to last me several lifetimes.
You do know that living in your past is holding you back, right?
Well, it's funny because I was sure you're messing in my business is what's holding me back.
The Carlisle murder? You had the wrong guy. I found the right one.
Do you know how many times I've been passed over for promotion because of that case?
So many times that your own troops call you Captain Forever.
How do you know that?
Instead of owning your own mistake, you're shifting the blame to the one person who saved your bacon from being fired. Taking it out on him? My mother calls that cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Meaning?
Punishing him is punishing yourself. Nobody knows more about this case than Danny.
Then I'll make you a deal. You stay away from him, he stays with us. You spite me by sticking your nose in my business, I will ban him from homicide for as long as I'm here. Which, as you've pointed out, could be forever. Bye-bye.
Okay.
So it's like your dream party. Hey, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry, Danny. I gotta run.
Something wrong?
Just a patient emergency. I'll catch up with you when I can. Good luck.
Just walk away.
I have to. And you need to walk away from me until this is all over. I owe you big for the Stones Bank info.
I'll just put it on your tab.
Which I seem to keep running up.
Nothing a good steak dinner won't settle. When this is done.
Oh, it's done according to Quinn.
Well, he's not the boss of you.
Danny Morgan's wanted to work homicide since the day Will was murdered. Quinn is holding his career over my head unless I back off.
Look, Quinn's paranoia is not unknown in these parts. And you saved him from a false arrest lawsuit. Why he has a burn is behind.
Why doesn't matter. Danny's future's more important than me playing detective. He wants me to stay away, I'll stay away.
From the case. Can't keep you away from your patients.
Amanda.
They just let me off suspension. You can't be here.
We need to talk, please.
I knew getting the drugs from my mother and how I did it was stupid.
You wanted to help her, I get it.
Then you don't think I murdered my mother?
I didn't want to think it ever, but I had to know. And there's no way you or Aaron were involved.
I knew you'd come around. But why?
So, here's the bad news. $8 million of your parents' money has disappeared into cyberspace from their personal accounts.
When?
The day of your mother's funeral. So to answer your question, if you or Aaron were involved if you killed them. I mean, you'd be on a beach in Brazil or some country we couldn't extradite you from.
Well, we gotta tell the police.
We already know, but they're not convinced you and Aaron are innocent. And I'm persona non grata with them now.
And what do we do now?
We're gonna need your brother's help.
What do you mean you don't know? It's your bank.
This is not a good time for you to be here.
Did something happen?
Yeah, our CFO is telling me there's some discrepancy with the bank.
You may want to sit down for this.
I already know about the missing money. Miss Dean here told us.
How would she know? The bank didn't even know till they saw the transaction this morning.
This morning? No, that money went missing the day before Dewey died.
Are we talking about the same money here? Because Haley's talking about our parents' personal accounts.
I don't have access to those. I'm talking about the corporation's capital account.
How much?
11 million. Gone.
Plus the 8 our parents had. How does $19 million just disappear?
The only thing that matters is that you had nothing to do with it, which you need to tell the police right away. I'm okay. You need to get out of here before someone tells Quinn.
Quinn's the one who sent me,
He and I made a deal.
which I'm breaking on behalf of both of you. I told him nobody's going to tell me who I can talk to,
No.
and if you don't...
No, go back to him, apologize, and tell him that I am keeping my end of the bargain.
No, that's over too. After what happened here, you're in this thing whether he likes it or not.
Okay. It was a white van, lights off. I was too busy diving out of the way. I didn't get a make or a tag. I'm sorry.
Me too. You were right about Amanda and Aaron.
Haley!
Let him through. She's okay.
Oh, Haley!
You called my parents?
Oh, don't be harsh with him. Your neighbor called us.
Your neighbor across the street, Mrs. Koenig.
Mrs. Kay needs to mind her own business.
And you need to come home with us until this all blows over.
No, I'm not bringing this to your doorstep, Mom.
Oh,
Anything you can do?
I'm pretty sure my boss will authorize a cruiser parked outside.
No, the last thing this city needs is 2 police officers sitting outside my house wasting their time.
Don't worry, I'm ignoring her.
Daniel Morgan!
Excuse me, I should get a statement from Mrs.
Oh
Kay.
my gosh. He has some nerve.
He's just looking out for you.
Well, I am perfectly capable of protecting myself.
Of course you are, dear. And we're just here to make sure that you do that.
I didn't ask for tea.
You didn't have to.
You guys really need to get home and hit that hay. Dad's got work tomorrow.
And he's staying here tonight.
I love you guys to death, but you really don't need to baby me.
It doesn't matter. As long as we're still breathing, you are still our baby.
Mom.
And it'll always be our job to look after you.
And it's a job we like a lot.
And there's nothing you can do to stop us, so sip your tea.
Mom.
And deal with it.
I just do what she says.
You're no help.
About time.
I don't need protection. Not my first choice.
Better dust the cobwebs off that thing.
Give me a little credit for taking it out of the safe.
When's the last time you even fired that thing?
Well, long enough ago, I actually booked time at the firing range to reacquaint myself. I'm gonna go walk to my car now.
Make no mistake, I will cuff you if you don't cooperate.
All right. Well, if I'm stuck with you, then at least badge me into the crime lab.
What's the occasion?
I've been invited to view the remains of Dewey Stone's car, and I'm gonna take you as my guest.
The odd couple rides again?
Who'd have thunk it? Fincher.
Yeah.
The car.
Yeah.
It's a little stinky.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have a burrito?
Don't worry about that.
Honestly, I've never seen a car burn this bad.
Yeah, or a body burned as bad as Dewey's.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but an explosion alone is not enough to do this to a car or reduce Dewey to ash and bone fragments.
Well, would have killed him for sure, but other than that, yeah, you're spot on. Even with the blast, the hottest a gas fire in a car would get, maybe 1,500 degrees. Cremating a body takes at least 2,000 degrees, or sustained burn for 12 hours at a lower temperature.
And we know the fire was put out long before that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're leaning towards some kind of super accelerant.
So, how did the fire department know there was a car fire out there?
Bunch of calls to 911, all anonymous, all but one from cell phones.
And the one that wasn't from a cell phone?
Made from a payphone outside a market near the bridge, this side of the river. Who even uses payphones anymore?
Somebody who wants to be invisible.
Something I can help you find?
Yes, as a matter of fact, do you know if your surveillance cameras work?
I sure hope so. Are you police?
No, but there was an accident up the road a few nights ago.
Up by the river? Yeah, things been getting a little crazy around here. Denise, you need something?
I'm fine, Henry. Don't mind me.
She seemed nervous to you?
Well, it's not like her to leave her cola and chips.
So she's a regular.
Yes, ma'am. You can set your clock to her.
Here you go. Thanks. Excuse me, ma'am. Henry said that you would want this.
Henry should mind his own business, and I didn't pay for it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable.
I saw you on the TV news. You're the special prosecutor?
I was. I haven't worked in the DA's office in a couple of years. Henry said your name was Denise. Is it okay if I call you that? There's no need to be afraid, Denise. I promise. Can we talk for a few minutes?
Before your time as prosecutor, my husband was stabbed on his way home from work. He died before the ambulance arrived.
I'm so sorry. My fiance was murdered by a mugger right in front of me.
Oh. I'm sorry. Did the police find him?
No. That's why I became a prosecutor.
A bunch of people saw what happened to my husband, but they wouldn't tell the police. Why'd you stop being a prosecutor?
It was time. I help people a different way now.
That's why you're here. About the accident.
I knew the man who was killed.
Did he have family?
2 grown kids. And they were just devastated because they lost both parents in the same week.
Both parents?
Yeah. They were about to become grandparents. Their daughter-in-law was pregnant.
I work the night shift at 24-hour cleaners over at Vinings. I clock out at 1:45 every morning. Come back here to the market, get my cola, go home. That night, I was going over the bridge, and this car is coming right at me. It went over the guardrail and down towards the river. So I stopped my car and got out. I looked back at the car, and it was on fire. I mean, not any kind of fire I've ever seen. It was sputtering white flames, like fireworks. And then it blew up. I knew if anybody was still in that car, they couldn't have survived that. I don't have a cell phone, so I drove here to the market, called the police on the payphone, and I went home.
Why were you afraid of me in the store?
Because of what the man said.
What man?
He called me at my house yesterday morning, warned me not to talk to police.
Or something would happen?
I'd wind up like the dead man in that car.
Good news, your witness's description completely explains what consumed Dewey Stone and his car.
Meaning this wasn't your garden variety gas explosion?
No, this is iron slag. Now, it's not indigenous to the banks of the Chattahoochee, nor is it the end product of a gas explosion. What it is the end product of the sputtering white flames of a thermite reaction.
Is that some kind of explosive?
Well, it's not an explosive exactly. It's used commercially for welding mostly. How it works is it exposes small areas to scorching temperatures piece by piece.
How scorching?
As much as 4,000 degrees. That's about 3 times hotter than molten lava from a volcano, so it's pretty hot. Hot enough to fuse glass from sand, vaporize pavement, melt just about anything.
Including a human body?
Yes, in a closed, confined space. In a car, I doubt it would have gotten much hotter than 2,500 degrees.
Then why not these screws?
Good question. These were found on scene, but as far as I know, they have nothing to do with that car.
So, anybody can do this?
Pretty much. All you need is aluminum powder, which you can buy in any hardware store, and iron oxide, which is basically just...
Rust?
Yes.
I got A's in chemistry. Did you know that?
No.
No.
So how much of this stuff would it have taken to do in Dewey?
Well, a lot more than what these guys had, that's for sure. It's used mostly for welding heavy steel.
Well, this all makes perfect sense to me.
Does it at all influence your scientific opinion, Jonas?
Well, indeed it does. I'm comfortable ruling the manner of death of the remains found in the car as homicide. And Laura Stone's death as well.
The toxicology report?
She had more than 200 milligrams of zolpidem in her system when she died. Literally more than enough to kill a horse.
That sounds like suicide to me.
The problem is there's 190 milligrams unaccounted for.
Except there was only one 10 milligram pill out of the 30 missing from the bottle I found.
You could have mentioned that little factoid about the missing pill.
I thought you knew.
The only way I'd know is you telling me.
Well, unlike you, most of us are mere mortals. You know, imperfect, forgetful.
I'm sorry. You know I get this way.
Usually when something's racking your brain.
Right now, it's who would hate Dewey enough to go to all that trouble.
Obviously someone works for a company that makes thermite. Or uses it.
Or moves it.
How did you know?
She always knows. What have you got?
This is last week at our depot in Anderson, South Carolina.
Those containers have thermite in them?
Yeah, they're kits. They're used to weld railroad tracks together.
The night before Dewey died. Why are we just seeing this now?
Because we didn't know until this morning, until the driver of that load came up 2 containers short.
Your security didn't catch it?
No. There was no sign someone broke in or cut our fence.
So it was an inside job.
Or planned with help from someone on the inside.
Can we see the other video surveillance from that night?
That threatening call to Denise was made from a payphone in a strip mall up in Alpharetta. No prints and no witnesses.
Whoa, can you run it back?
What'd you see?
That is the same van that tried to run me down outside my house.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Can you get a tag?
Where's this taken? Anderson, South Carolina.
Well, I guess I gotta call the police up there, too.
2? You've already called the police here?
My car's 3 days overdue. You report them lost or stolen after 24 hours. No contact from the renter.
Rented with a Dewey Freight corporate credit card by
Raymond Kuttner, 51 of El Paso, Texas. He's our boy.
You know, of all the people I would have thought could pull something like this off, Ray Cutner wouldn't be anywhere on that list.
So you do know him?
Yeah, I met him once years ago. My dad had to go to the El Paso hub, so he took me with him.
Cutner's wife thinks he's out of town on company business.
Well, if he was, I'd know about it. For sure, he has no reason to be in Atlanta. Ray ran our West Texas operation.
Sounds like a big job.
Regional hub chief. Highest middle management position in the company.
Maybe he wanted something more and your dad wouldn't go for it.
No, it's the opposite of that. My dad offered him an executive job here. He turned it down. He didn't want to move his family. I'm telling you, this doesn't make any sense. Except...
What?
Our computer system. Hub chief would have administrator access.
Probably how he knew he'd find the thermite up in South Carolina. Could he have emptied the capital account with his level of access?
I don't know. My IT guys would, though. I'll get them on it.
Well, Cutner tried to run me down. If he's got it in for you and Amanda, you guys could be in danger.
We're not taking any chances here. We're getting you, your family, and your sister 24-hour protection until we lock this guy up.
Thank you. You know what else I remember about Cutner? He seemed like a nice guy.
I'm sure he did. They always do. Okay, I'll see you back at the office.
Any luck?
Monty showed Cutner's mug around. If he was here, no one she talked to saw him. Security folks gonna check their surveillance video, see if he pops.
We need to check Cutner for aliases and a police record.
You mean Monty and I need to check. She's the supervising detective.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just get a little stuck on the wheat thing.
Good. Now go do something that has nothing to do with this case.
As a matter of fact, I have a date.
Really?
Yo, if this is your idea of a date, you need to get a life. And I'm done wondering why you're single.
What's your excuse?
I can't find anybody
Who understands you the way I do?
You gotta stop doing that.
Oh, I speak only the truth.
Sometimes that is the problem. What are we looking for exactly?
I'll know when I find it.
And you brought me along for...
Comic relief.
Well, you don't trust the crime scene folks anymore?
No, of course I do. I just have a...
Feeling. You're having one of those feelings, aren't you? That's something important?
It looks like the one Trey showed me in the lab. What were you saying?
You know how many times I heard you say, I just having one of those feelings, Finch. Whoa, is that a water moccasin?
Oh, you are such a city person.
Yeah, through and through. I don't like snakes, Haley. Not a screw this time?
What does this look like to you?
It's 50 yards away from the scene, Haley.
It's charred. A car exploding could have blown it this far. It's certainly light enough.
That's thin, but okay, how are we gonna know if it's something important?
Well, you know what they say. If the screw fits.
Wow.
That was funny.
No, that wasn't.
Come on. I made one joke.
Well, it works, except the screw is too long. Looks like it's supposed to attach to something. May I ask what possessed you?
Because every piece of metal you found there was either melted or twisted, except for these screws. And this thing, whatever it is.
Well, I'll run some tests on the metal. Maybe I'll get some answers.
Kick. Oh, good punch. Oh, that ninja got me. Okay, you got it. Oh, shoot, my guy died. Pizza's on. You keep playing, okay? You still got guys. And Haley's gonna take a break.
Okay.
So, who's this doctor I keep hearing about? Dad overheard you on the phone.
Eavesdropped, you mean? It's called private life for a reason. I mean, seriously, where does she get the energy from?
Oh, I tried living with one. I couldn't stand it, you know.
What, playing arcade games?
Oh, staying home, the whole Hausfrau routine.
What do you mean?
No adult contact, conversation. Feeling my brain was slowly dissolving. I love her to death, but I hated not working. Till I went back to work, and now I hate not being home for her.
I never said anything.
To you or anyone. I've been thinking it embarrasses me.
Well, keeping it in's no good either.
Says the expert.
I am very, very good at what I do.
Being a therapist or keeping it in? Because you excel at both.
Have you ever known me not to speak my mind?
You haven't answered my question. The doctor?
We met at a party. We hit it off. End of story.
It's always end of story for you. Doesn't have to be.
Maybe that's the way I want it.
It's not.
How do you know?
You said maybe. Look, I stayed home after Parker was born because I thought it was what Sam wanted. But it was all in my messed up postpartum head. What I'm trying to say, please don't take this as an insult. Will was murdered more than a decade ago, and you don't need to keep looking for his approval.
That's not what I'm doing.
Isn't it? You're running around trying to solve a murder and you're not even a DA anymore. Who are you even doing this for? Well, you've taken care of me, Mom, and Dad all of your life, and then your victims and their families and now your patients. When are you going to stop living everyone else's life and start living one of your own?
Mommy, come play with me.
Sorry, I will be right back.
Well, I can already tell something's different. So, who wants to start?
I will.
Okay, you start.
Okay. Well, we got home that night after we saw you, and she asked me what I want for dinner.
And he said he wanted steak, potatoes, and green beans.
But she says she's in the mood for some pasta, something or other. So I just turn around and walk out to cut the lawn. And I'm all angry, like coming here to see you. Just didn't mean a thing.
And I was mad because he just walked away from me.
But I come back after the lawn's all cut, and there it is on the table. Steak, baked potato, green beans.
And a pasta primavera with a little pesto and sun-dried tomato.
Wow. Well, that sounds like real progress. What did you guys talk about over dinner?
Why, we weren't talking before.
She means, like, really talking.
So you guys have been married, what, 8 months?
9, almost.
And I'll bet the first few months were amazing until you got to the point where you had to come here.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And you know why? Because everyone thinks something magical happens when you take those vows. But the real magic is in learning how not just to be married to each other, but to be part of a marriage. If you're going to be partners, you have to love who the other person is and see the good in them always. Arguments, bad things are going to happen. But what's going to keep you together is learning how to work through the bad stuff, let go, and then move on.
That's what you told them?
Too much?
You almost made me cry.
I will take that as a compliment.
Well, I couldn't help it. Do you know what the hardest thing is about our profession?
Staying cool in the face of insanity.
Practicing what we preach.
Does my mom or sister have you on retainer?
I'm just saying you have a gift for this work. Give yourself the gift of your own insight.
My office mate told me that I needed to practice what I preach, so I thought I'd see a doctor.
You might want to think about seeing someone with a different medical specialty.
If I were here about your medical specialty, we would not be having this conversation.
I was talking with Danny Morgan. He worships the ground you walk on.
Danny's a good man.
He is, and a good friend. It sounds like you've been through a lot. It's okay if you're not ready. I understand.
I don't think you do understand. I really like you, Jonas.
I like you too.
Thank you for putting up with me.
You're welcome. And you may be very glad to know I am a patient man.
You don't have to be patient. I should get that, but I really don't want to.
No, it's okay. You don't have to justify it.
They found Ray Kuttner. You sure it's Kuttner?
Desk clerk's a news junkie. Saw a photo of Kuttner we released to the media and called it in.
How long's he been here?
He checked in 2 days ago, paid cash, told the manager no calls, no housekeeping, do not disturb.
I'm sure they're used to requests like that. Anybody get a read on his transpo?
Yeah, beat up 20-year-old Taurus and it's not here.
All that bank, and he drives a beater and holds up in a place like this?
Makes him invisible.
We've got SWAT and the cavalry on standby.
We're gonna hang out here till he gets back.
That sounds like fun. I've got plans.
You don't have plans. See, she never wants to do the dirty work.
Why you gotta be that way, Daniel?
Oh.
Daniel?
I told you not to Daniel me.
Sorry.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, see ya.
Whoa, feds are in the house.
Yeah, masters of low profile.
Special agent in charge Gannon, please. It's Haley Dean. Yeah, I'm calling about Raymond Kuttner. I don't need a babysitter.
Oh, did I miss a phone call from Danny saying that Kuttner's in cuffs?
No.
Then it ain't over. Go and enjoy your evening.
All right, I'll call you if I hear anything.
Right back at you. You do, Mr. Hunt, don't you?
Sometimes. Daniel, you've got company.
Yeah, indeed we do. Standing here with us, thanks to you. Naturally, they can't tell me why, or they'd have to kill themselves before their boss beat them to it.
According to their boss, Kuttner's been running his own importing business using Dewey's El Paso depot.
He's running drugs across the border from Juarez?
Using Dewey's trucks for legit runs.
Oh, no wonder the feds want him. Hey, I thought you had a family dinner tonight.
I do. I just came to get my car. Fincher dropped me off. I don't need protection.
Save it. Just pretend it's not there.
I know you mean well.
Believe it or not, I'm not the one to thank. Captain Quinn insisted. I think he's taking a shine to you.
I certainly hope not. Hello?
Haley, hey, it's Trey at the lab. I need to ask you a question.
Shoot.
This metal rod you brought in, where exactly did you find it?
About 50 yards north of the crash site. Why?
Well, it has traces of gasoline on it, so most likely it was in Dewey's car.
But why didn't the thermite reaction bend it?
Good question. You're getting really good at this. Well, it's titanium, the one metal that all but the hottest thermite reaction can't destroy. Probably why they built tanks with it.
Well, I don't remember seeing any tank tracks at the crash site. Do you think that Dewey's Cadillac could have had titanium parts?
Yeah, it's possible, but they'd have to be custom. It's pretty unusual. I'll keep looking tomorrow.
Okay, keep me posted. Thanks.
Some of us actually sleep.
Yeah, not me. You can positively identify Dewey now.
Did you find new evidence?
That rod I found at the crash site. The lab says it's titanium, so I searched titanium rod, and it looks like a rod used to fix a broken leg.
A tibial intermedullary rod, you're sure?
Yes, I knew you would know exactly what I was talking about.
Haley, if you're right, that rod can't be...
Wait, hold on. Kuttner's on the news.
Haley, listen to me. That rod can't be Dewey's. He never broke his leg.
Why didn't I see it?
Let's see what?
Kuttner without his beard, he looks like Dewey's twin. Dewey's not dead.
What? Haley?
He's still breathing. And if you behave yourself, so will you.
Hi, it's Haley. Leave a message.
Haley, it's Jonas. You just called me. Can you call me back when you get this?
do to him?
Nothing that I won't do to you.
Is Cutner your escape plan?
And now it's you. Get in the car. Go.
Hi, it's Haley. Leave a message.
Haley, it's Monty. Call us when you get this.
Try again. Jonas, can I call you back? We're kind of busy right now.
Danny, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I was on the phone with Haley, and there was a lot of noise, and the line went dead.
Like it ran out of juice?
No. There was a commotion, and then nothing. I tried calling her back, but it went straight to voicemail.
We've got a cop and a cruiser outside of our house.
Danny, listen to me. Dewey Stone is alive.
Dewey Stone? Were you crazy?
That rod Haley found out by the bridge is a surgical nail used to repair broken legs. Dewey Stone never broke his leg. He wasn't in the car. The rod was Cutner's.
Okay, stand by. We're sending police to Haley's.
4110, signal 63, possible 21 at Wesley Drive Northwest.
You're quite the actor. It was a beautiful eulogy you gave for your wife. You had us all fooled.
I meant every word. She was the love of my life. Couldn't take any chances.
She found out that you were using your trucks to run drugs out of Mexico through El Paso, didn't she?
DEA was already on me. She overheard me on the phone. Started asking questions.
She got so upset that she couldn't sleep and she needed medication. And that's how you killed her. Cutner's only crime was that he looked like you.
That's why he was perfect.
But you didn't count on the rod in his leg.
An oversight. My bad.
So Cutner takes the fall for murdering you and your wife. You take his identity and fly off to...
Brazil.
You're gonna rot for this. Not just for him, but for your wife. And that poor officer.
Heard the 21 on the radio. How bad?
He's seeing stars, but he'll be okay.
Where's Haley's car?
Dewey Stone's got her.
Dewey Stone's dead.
No, Ray Cutner's dead. Dewey's very much alive. It's a long story.
Okay, well, can you track Haley's phone?
This dog's not gonna hunt. But I think I know one that will.
You shot him in the head, didn't you?
I didn't shoot him. Just give him a love tap. Nothing fatal.
How are you gonna get to Brazil?
Well, thanks to your persistence, I had to drop 50 grand on a private jet. 8 hours and change, we'll be in Sao Paulo.
There is no we, and I'm not getting on any plane.
I'd rather not have to kill you. The other more palatable option is you get on the plane, we fly to Brazil, I send you back home first class with a little extra spending money. You have my word.
That's reassuring.
What the hell is this? Whoa, slow down. Stop. Stop! Unbelievable.
That's more reassuring.
Lower your weapon. We're not gonna risk hitting her.
Your cell phone is dead. Mine died at the...
Cutner. You took his identity, they tracked his phone.
Guess he figured it out.
Maybe you should rethink your options.
Not yet. Get out of the car. Not that way. This way.
If they make it to the tree line, we're gonna lose them.
No, we won't. Let's move in.
Nobody needs to get hurt here.
Let her go, Dewey.
Okay, just stay back.
No need to get dramatic here. Drop the gun and hit the dirt.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. You let me go to Brazil, and I let her live. I said stay back!
Haley!
How did you know?
Jonas called.
Okay, someone take this from me, please.
Don't do that to me.
Oh my gosh.
Please,
I never meant to hurt you.
You're gonna try to justify what you did.
All I have, everything, the business, it's yours.
You killed Mom. I hope you never get out.
Let's go.
I know that was hard.
Not as hard as I thought.
I don't even know how to thank you.
You just did. You guys come talk to me anytime, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm sorry I haven't called you.
No. You've been through the ringer. I'm just glad you're okay.
I'm very okay now.
All right, listen up, everybody.
I think they're gonna start.
All right, hey. First of all, thanks for coming. Now, Detective Daniel Morgan was fresh out of Zone 2 when the Stone murder landed in his lap. It's as complex a case as any. And yet, with no homicide experience, he cleared it in a little over a week.
Had a lot of help.
Yes, with some help.
With some help.
With some help. So, tonight we are bending the rules and announcing Danny's transfer. Effective immediately to homicide. And to present him with this sacred rite of passage for putting down his first murder, I'm going to bring up Haley Dean.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. All right. This hat represents your initiation into the elite of Atlanta's finest. It also represents your colleague's salvation from having to witness your 2 a.m. bedhead on those inevitable overnight murder investigations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bill would be so proud of you. I wish you could be here to see this.
Well, he's looking down on us, and I know he's proud of you.
Thanks.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed watching my Haley Dean mystery. Be sure to watch for me in more Haley Dean movies coming soon. It was so much fun being your host this month. And get this, coming up this weekend, we're kicking off holiday movies all day long. Isn't it a mystery how the holidays always sneak up on you? I'll see you soon. Until then, keep sleuthing on Hallmark movies and mysteries.